I don't know why. I don't know why. It's just
You're bad.
I hit the go, and it takes forever to go out.
You're just used to Sean handling that.
I am. So Sean's not here with us tonight, but this is Alil.
And this is Steve, keeping it green.
And I'm back. Feels like it's been forever since I recorded. I had to jump on Star Geeks because I was jonesing, even though I had finals and everything due. I was like, I have to record with you guys. It's been so long.
And we didn't, and we did not talk about Marvel during the Star Geek show. We did not. We got the very start, Star Wars. I still don't know any of your thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine, which is great because we get to have a whole round 2 discussion. You didn't get to see any of my cool swag from the movie theater that I got, and I didn't know any of your cool, what you thought about the movie. So we're going to talk about that for sure.
That and I'm not gonna
and the San Diego Comic-Con stuff.
Yeah, for sure we'll go through that, and then
it's been a light news week, so we're just gonna
rehash, repeat, rinse and repeat, right? So I was at Disneyland in California, Steve. I was on your side. I tried to join you guys last week. That just was not happening. But it was fun, man. I had a
many people too. I've had so many people like, Steve, Lil was in California. He didn't come see you. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm still like a country away. I know. California is a very large state. It's very long. Lil's on one end and I'm on the other.
And I did try. We did talk about it. We did try to figure out how I can get up to you guys and come back and do all this stuff because I was going to extend the trip out. It's just timing didn't work. The time of year wasn't great for us.
It's
we already
hot.
planned. Well, yeah, and then of course I'm hearing 100+ degrees. I'm like, it's a dry heat compared to what we have the swamp here. But I did want to meet up with you guys, but it was just tough. Check didn't clear yet. So it's always a money issue with him, man.
It's always the first show of the month. It's like there's an issue with our direct deposit, so
he never gives us the benefit of the doubt that the check is coming, right? Like, nope, he needs check in hand.
We keep telling him it's gonna clear. You just gotta wait until but he just doesn't want to. It's only the 3rd. Like he knows it takes until at least the 10th for all the checks to show pending.
I know. So selfish. No, but it was a lot of fun. Like, Disneyland is such a different experience than Disney World.
Smaller. Much smaller.
A lot, like the California Adventure side, so IP driven, which is great. I enjoy that. I know a lot of
I've only been there once, and it was way before all this. It was just California Adventure.
Adventure, yeah. So like the roller coaster was like whatever. I can't remember what it used to be.
It was like a 50s car. It wasn't even like a IP. It was like a 50s racer car thing.
And now it's
dragster.
And now it's the Incredicoaster, and it's the Incredibles themed, and it's pretty cool. And like that whole pier.
The loop de loop is cool. I remember the ride.
Yeah, the whole pier is Pixar themed. It's Pixar Pier. And it's a lot of fun. So it's, especially if you love those IPs, which I do.
You ever heard of that Bugs Life thing? That was dumb.
There was no Bugs Life.
They had like this Bugs Life experience. You'd like watch the show, and they would have like weird shit like jab you in the back, like.
That's at Disney World. That's in Animal Kingdom. We love that. No, we love that. It's a great 10-15 minutes to get out of the heat. Hopper pops up. You get sprayed.
It's a Rebel Moon ride.
It's a 4K show.
It wasn't 4K when I listen. The last time I was there, it was. 18?
Well, I mean, sorry, not 4K,
18?
4D. It was a 4D show, so it's 3D glasses, and like you said, things poke you in the back. You get sprayed by water.
Yeah, but it's uncomfortable.
You get spider.
It's dumb.
Yeah, kids are terrified by it. Let me tell you. Every time we're on it, every time we go to it, it's like there's.
So that's why you like it, because you like seeing
bloody murder.
You like seeing the
sure,
the trauma of children.
It's what we do. But yeah, so like California Adventure is awesome. Avengers Campus, while it's small, And it's like similar to what Sean was saying, like with Star Wars, and I think him and I had a talk about this. Like, they're not going to have an entire theme park dedicated to just Star Wars, right? They have a small subsection, but Avengers Campus is so much fun. Like, you walk in and it's just pumping through the Avengers theme music is just pumping in. So all of a sudden you're there and like you see Avengers vehicles, just you see the Quinjet on top. You see, you just see all of this. You see the big web building with Spider-Man, and I got to see Spider-Man, do the jump.
The little robot Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, and then the real Spider-Man swings down and kind of does the upside down, kind of like he's on a web, coming down. And it's so cool. Characters are all over the place. Unfortunately,
any bad ones? Any bad ones where you're like, oof, that's a rough take on that character?
No, I thought they were all pretty good.
I've seen some Star Lords out there in the wild where I'm like, ooh.
Okay, yeah. So you're right. The Star Lord at the dance party. I mean, there's no Chris Pratt likeness. He was fine though.
The Wolverine suit looked pretty good.
Yo, the Wolverine and Deadpool story time with Deadpool was phenomenal. I was just upset that they didn't do like
PG-13, right? It's for the kiddies.
A little. Like, he really stepped that PG-13 R border. Like there was things that were dropped and said that I was just like, "Ooh, okay, we're going there." Nice.
I mean, it is Deadpool. Like,
I know. Well, that's the thing. I mean, the movies are right. Movies. I mean, it was funny. They said in the MCU, the F word was said 119 times in all movies. Once in Guardians 3 and 118 times in Deadpool and Wolverine. So I'm like, all right, well, that makes sense. But it was a lot of fun. It's a really cool area. The Guardians of the Galaxy mission breakout where they did the Tower of Terror and you did the drops and stuff. So much fun. They have this animatronic rocket that kind of tells you what he needs to do to kind of break out the rest of them. And then it's got like, instead of like, seeing the opening of like, or in the Tower of Terror, you see like the people get electrocuted and all this kind of stuff. You're seeing the Guardians and it's a lot, they pump in music and it's different music every time because Rocket hooks up Peter Quill's Walkman to it and everything. And it's a lot of fun. And then even when you're going through the queue line and you see like the collector's things, I took a lot of pictures. I'll put those together and show everybody, but there was a lot of like artifacts and stuff. It was really cool. They had a animatronic Cosmo in one of the big cases and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun. Like it was
I've heard they made the lines a lot more interactive so that you're not bored when you're.
Yeah, Taylor, just go back to watching your little Batman cartoon and,
Hey, we'll talk to you later. Hey, calm down. All right. He's right though. Like, come on. The shitting on DC thing is enough's enough. Like the constant and like it's overdone. Like I'm tired of it. Everybody else is tired of it. We get it. The movies have been lackluster. The shows have all kicked the shit out of all your Marvel shows. But like the movies we have lost. Yes. Listen, DC. Okay. No, it's probably not true. But we do look, DC's winning in the show category.
In TV shows, if you add the animated cartoons.
Yeah. Yes. But yes, the DC has a long way to go for movies. But I remember very clearly having a conversation on this podcast where we were talking about like the DC needs a fucking guy to be at the fucking front of it. And I think when we were tossing out names, James Gunn was one of the names that we had tossed out there and said he would probably be great at it. And so now he's doing it. He's doing the things that we said they should do. They're doing it. And we're over here like, oh, I don't know, it's fucking garbage. Like I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm still excited for it.
I'm excited for it.
Here's what I want. Here's what I want. I think Marvel's back, and I think that's great because I like having good movies to watch. I like it when Marvel's good. I don't like it when Marvel's bad. Like even though I'm more of a DC fan, I like it more when Marvel's good. That means we're winning. That means nerds are winning. That means we're going to get more cool shit. When Marvel's not doing good, that means, we might not be getting cool shit anymore. People are not spending the money.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
the better the Marvel does, the better it is for everybody. And I just hope that we get 2. I would love to be able to go every time a DC movie's coming out being like, holy shit, it's going to be good. Probably. All the other ones are good. Like,
yeah, I hope so, man. Like,
that would be awesome to have that finally be a thing. Because even though I was a fan of the Zack Snyder movies, that was never like a concrete thing. I could never definitively go into a DC movie going like, I know this is going to be good. Because you just can't.
especially watching Shazam 2. Oh god.
Wonder Woman 2.
Wonder Woman 2 as well. Yeah, that was like that was
Justice League, the Whedon
start.
cut.
That was like the start of like disaster.
The Flash. Just all of them.
Ed had a question real quick about: is it true that Disney World can't have?
Ed,
Marvel
you could just jump on. Just jump on and talk. Ask the question.
Say, yeah.
Fucking. You could just log on and jump into the show. It's there. You have the login. What was his question? What did he say?
Is it true that the Disney World can't have Marvel characters on like Disneyland? For the most part, there was a workaround. Like they've got the Guardians ride here at Walt Disney World, which is my favorite roller coaster. It's so good. Because they, prior to Disney's purchase of Marvel, Marvel got into a licensing agreement, a long-term through life licensing agreement with Universal for their rides and for Marvel's Islands of Adventure at Universal Studios.
Oops.
And so, well, I mean, it's fine. I mean, they made a great Spider-Man 3D ride.
But like, well, can't you separate like the MCU versus the comics? Like, they signed up, like they could have comic accurate stuff over there. You have movie stuff over here.
I mean, I'm not in those negotiations. If I was, that's kind of how I would spin it. But they were able to get the Guardians because the Guardians wasn't in that contract. There was a lot of the basis for the Islands of Adventure is really the 90s Marvel cartoons. So you've got the X-Men. That's why the X-Men are prominent there. You've got Captain America, the Avengers. You've got Spider-Man, because like the Spider-Man ride is really a lot of it's based on that 90s cartoon. And Storm, Doom, they have everything, but like the Guardians was something that wasn't in that contract, so they were able to put in a Guardians ride. And once in a while they can have characters. Once in a while, I remember when the first Avengers movie came out, they had a monorail wrapped in the Avengers poster, but it can't leave. Like the monorails sometimes go like outside of Disney property, so they had to have the one monorail that stays inside the Disney property that was wrapped with the Avengers poster. I remember seeing it. I have a picture of it somewhere, and I was like,
such weird rules.
Yeah, it's because of the contract. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, they have the Simpsons ride and Simpsons Land at Universal. I mean, that's a Marvel, that's a Disney property now. So that kind of stuff happens, but who knows?
Is Fernando on yet? I'm gonna wait till I talk about Batman until I see Fernando say something.
Okay, all right.
He was saying for a Geeks review, and I was hoping to get Sean's take on it, but I definitely have a take on it.
I didn't get to watch it yet. I was actually planning on watching it tomorrow. I didn't know, like, is the whole show out, or is it like a week to week?
No, it's
the whole show's out. How many episodes is it?
10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Alex asked permission to watch it.
Why?
I'm joking. Because it's DC.
Yeah, and you said no.
I actually, he did say it as a joke, and I told him no. Like, get out of my face.
Yeah, he would say no.
So James wants to know: did you watch all the episodes?
I missed. I didn't watch the last episode, the very, very last one, and that was just because I ran out of time. I had to go pick up my daughter and then come back and make dinner, and then it was time to record. So
yeah, I wanted to watch it, but I didn't have time to sit down to focus. So, like in the background TV, I was just playing Friday the 13th movies. I don't know why I was just playing Friday the 13th movies. So what it is?
It's crazy. It was the other day I came out here to the video room when I got home from work, turn off the lights. I was thinking, I'm just gonna put on a movie. And I was like looking through my shit. For some reason, Lost Boys was calling out to me, so I threw Lost Boys in, watched that, took a nice little cat nap here, fell asleep, and then woke up. The movie was back on, had started playing again. So I just kept watching it. come to find out, like the very next day, it was like, holy shit, it's like the 30th anniversary of the movie or some such shit. Like weird that like I haven't watched that movie in a few years at least, and then just suddenly got the hankering to watch it right at the anniversary.
Yeah. So back to Disney Land again, and fun, a great time. I got a couple little things. I'll show them now because it's not really. I mean, it's a toy box, but I got this little Quinjet model here. It's a die-cast. The Quinjet comes on a little thing, so I'm just gonna put in my little Avengers comic statues. So you're on mute, Steven.
Little desktopper.
Yeah, I like that. And then I got this guy. This is the ride vehicle for the Spider-Man ride there, called by Web. So he's got the little Web logo. You got Spider-Man on it. It's this ride vehicle thing where you actually, you know how like you have those games like they had Buzz Lightyear there where you shoot the gun, you're shooting all the things. You know, you don't have to shoot anything. You're actually just flipping at the screens and shooting, and you're just doing that. And I'm telling you right now, man, the first time I did it, my arms, I thought we were gonna fall off. Like I was just trying to go so fast, and but we did that about 3 times, so it was good. It was good.
And it was good. It worked interactive. Like
it worked great, yeah. And I guess you could actually buy upgrades, like real like web shooter technology things to have it, and actually does extra things. You don't need that, but like if I lived there or if I had the attraction here, like I would definitely buy like, you know, where you can have like web bombs and all this other kind of stuff. Like that would be really awesome, but you don't need it to have it.
So you don't have an Avengers campus at Disney World? No,
we do not have it.
So you didn't? Did you go to Hank Pym's kitchen?
We did twice.
Did you get anything awesome there?
Like
the kids I heard it was like a giant cookie or something.
Yeah, there's a giant pretzel. Like it's just huge. The kids, we got that, share that twice. I got the giant taco. It's like a taco salad in a taco, but it's huge, and just ate the inside. I didn't eat the taco part, but Ava ate that part. The breakfast there was awesome. It was like a French toast stick that was like literally like a sewer cap. Like it was just huge. It was like a giant piece of French toast, you know.
That's so cool. And then do they have to make shit tiny too? Like there's like little.
Oh yeah, they do. Like especially if you get the kids menu, like they have like this like the kids like chicken sandwich, and it's like this tiny little bun, and then this like regular piece of like chicken. You know, it's like they shrunk the bun. It's crazy. But they did that too for adults. Like they made the extra. So there's like this big piece of breaded chicken, and then like a regular bun. So it's just like sticking all out, and it's fun theming. I didn't eat shawarma. I just I don't eat a lot, so like I wanted to have shawarma there because I had a couple of shawarma carts.
I don't even know what it is. Is it like a gyro? Like is it like a?
Well, it's a different type of meat than that, but it is similar. It's similar. It's not called a gyro.
Gyro, hero, whatever the
gyro.
fuck.
It's a gyro.
Gyro. Everyone says it differently. I don't fucking know.
But I mean, that's the real way to say it.
I call it a gyro. It's a gyro, if you ask me.
That's fine. Well, I mean, the Avengers did invent shawarma, so it's that's why they had the carts there. But yeah, so and then they have like a show. So the Deadpool show. So Deadpool told me a story about Cinderpool. That's what it was called. I had filmed most of it. And he was talking about like how he was in Endgame fighting, and he had the gauntlet, and the Avengers forced him to take it off because they wanted Iron Man to have the sacrifice because he didn't want to be in the franchise anymore. It was really good. But I guess he tells multiple stories throughout the day, like they're different. So you can go like they have the times, and you can go and sit there, and he'll tell you a different type of story. I only got to see it once.
Well, good. That's probably awesome for the actor. He doesn't have to do the same thing over and over every day.
Yeah, and then they also do like this Avengers like show every hour and a half, like on there where. The one I got to watch, it was Black Widow and Black Panther fighting against Taskmaster and his goons. It was really cool. Again, it was cool. The characters were awesome. They were really cool to interact with. Like, I mean, people were just acting like they were the real characters, like really insanely. Not the actors, like people, like adults in line. Like I just wanted a picture, and I was just saying, "Hey, thanks," whatever. And but the people were like really talking to them and like showing off like their handmade clothes and costumes, and I was just like, I'm like, hurry this line up, man! Like, come on. I just want to get my picture and get on the ride. Let's go. The other awesome place there.
They're new. That's because they're new to nerd. Hello, they're new to nerd.
I guess so. Radiator Springs there is fucking awesome. Holy cow! And they have this Radiator Springs Racers ride where you go through like the mountains and everything, and it's all built. It's like literally stepping into cars. And they have a Lightning McQueen that comes through, into the line, and then at dusk, they do like what they call the glow up, and all the neon lights up in Radiator Springs, and it's awesome. It's a really cool little thing that they do there. So it was awesome. So there you go, Disneyland, awesome.
So
and then we were there.
Better, worse, or different? Just different. Hard to rank it.
Yeah, it's
a different experience.
It's different. Like there are similar rides. Like I think the Disneyland Space Mountain is way better than the Disney World Space Mountain. Like Space I like their rocks. Space Mountain. Yeah, the Disneyland Space Mountain is awesome. The Disney World Space Mountain is good. It's just a little more herky jerky. This one's like so smooth and so like it just felt nicer. Maybe it's because I'm an old man and I don't want to be herked and jerked around anymore.
The monorail, that's the herky jerky ride.
Yeah, the monorail in land was really small. Like monorails we have are bigger and smoother, and
No, like not the monorail, like the one like the Yeti, the snowman.
Oh,
is it called? I thought it was called the monorail.
No, the monorail is the.
That's the big train. What's that ride called?
It's now you're. Oh my god, the Matterhorn.
The Matterhorn.
Yes.
That ride wasn't open the last couple times that I went.
So the Matterhorn.
Pain.
Yeah, the Matterhorn. The ride vehicle is like the Space Mountain we have here. It's the 3 individual seater, and like you get just whiplashed everywhere. And that's, believe me, when I was on the Matterhorn, I'm like, I do not like this. This is not fun. This is, and of course we rode that a bunch of times, and I'm like, oh my god, this is awful. But yeah. It's a great experience. I do plan to go back because it was a lot of fun. So,
well, I'll have to try to time it the next time, so maybe I can take the family down too.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, we'll figure something out. Also, on top of that, I did get to watch a movie because I finished my finals last night, so semester is over. Thankfully, I got a couple weeks now. Finally, I get a break. Actually slept in this morning. I watched If with the kids last night. Have you seen that yet, Steve?
No.
It's a really good movie. I don't know why it didn't get the love
because it was marketed. It was marketed badly. It doesn't look good. The trailers don't look good. It doesn't tell you anything about the movie. You have no idea what you're in for. You're just like, do you like Ryan Reynolds? Do you like Stephen Carell as a voice of a purple thing? It's like, that's just not enough to get me to the theater.
I get that. I agree. It was a good movie. It was sad as hell, though. It gave me Toy Story 3 vibes, right? Because it's like you grow up and you're growing up out of these things and out of this stuff. So I don't want to give away the movie because it's on Paramount Plus. So you can watch it on Paramount Plus.
It's already out.
Yeah. So watch it on Paramount Plus.
Planet of the Apes is out, too.
It is
already. Yeah,
I guess I'll watch that tomorrow. Because we're supposed to get like a cyclone tomorrow or something going on here. It's supposed to be raining all day. So just watching movies all day tomorrow. But yeah, I really enjoyed If. I really do think, especially streaming, I think it's worth your 2 hours. Ryan Reynolds is not playing his normal Ryan Reynolds shtick.
Well, it's not rated R, so.
Well, I mean, even when he does some of the PG-13 stuff, he did that one that was that the movie with Will Ferrell, the Christmas one. He still was Ryan Reynolds doing that, even though he was Scrooge. This one again, it pulled on some heartstrings. I was like a little like sad and depressed. I was like, and it started off just like any Disney movie with a parent dying, and I'm like, jeez, like this is where we're going. All right,
Well, it's where we've always started, so it's where we need to be.
it's true, it's true. But yeah, so If was good. I give it a high sidekick.
All right.
I think it was really good. I think a little bit more would have made a hero, a little bit more, but it was a high sidekick. So Steve, I know we don't know if Fernando's on yet or anybody, but
So
Batman.
okay, so Batman: The Caped Crusader is a new show produced by Bruce Timm, directed by a whole bunch of people. It's got a long writing list: Brubaker, Bruce Timm, a whole bunch of others. Produced by J.J. Abrams. It's got a lot of pedigree behind it. The show takes a lot of liberties with certain characters, which for the most part don't really bother me, except for one. But really, it's not Batman the animated series. The animation's similar, but not like the Batman himself looks the most different. Everything else looks kind of the same, but Batman looks way different, and Alfred looks way different. You got thick Alfred in this one, the chubby boy, but he's still him and Batman have a strange relationship in this one. Like at one point, like Batman's like driving and fucking Alfred's like giving him shit about like, man, I don't know if you really should have like done this with Harvey and like made him go out and shit. And Batman's like, you're wasting my time, Pennyworth. He hangs up on him. Like it's pretty good. He calls him Pennyworth, doesn't call him Alfred. Like it's a different take. It's very much a noir take. It's very detective 50s noir style. Everyone's dressed like the 50s. The music is like the 50s. But I mean, it's kind of like that timeless 50s, like kind of like how Batman the Animated Series was. So, the characters I took liberties with, the most striking ones was like Oswalda Cobblepot. They turned Penguin into like a lounge singer, but she's still like a really big lady that still looks like the Penguin. It's just a lady. What was that? What did he say?
Batman looks like he did when he first came out in 1939.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has the short gloves. The wide ears. So
are they going for that kind of like Batman, like really year one, like 30, 40?
It's not year one for sure.
Right. It's not, but it's like when he came out in the comics.
Yeah, back then. So yeah,
so maybe a gun?
No, he doesn't use a gun. He uses his batarang, but like it's the big main like overarching story is the fall of Harvey Dent again, but like it's you touch on a lot of other characters in there, like Firefly, and the biggest one that really turned me off was the Harley Quinn version in this show. Because the only thing similar about her in this show than any other version of Harley Quinn is her name. They changed everything else, and that she's a lady, but everything else is different. You know, they changed her race. She's an Asian lady in here, but that doesn't really change anything. But they changed her attitude, right? They reversed it. She's like bubbly and silly and fun when she's Harleen Quinzel. But then when she's Harley Quinn, she's like super dark and broody and evil. Her costume's completely different. Like it's kind of the same. It's like a court jester, but it's all black and yellow. It's not black and red. Like they changed so much that it's like, why not just make it somebody else then? Like why? But you know that's the only one. But they took a lot of liberties. Like they touched on Robin stuff. They did a whole episode where like this carnival comes into town, and basically what they do with Robins here is like they kill them all.
So there's no Robin?
Essentially, well, like yeah, this like weird demon soul sucking creature comes into town. Oh, see, I'm like spoiling a bunch of shit, but they didn't. They didn't. Yeah, I spoiled it already. I don't know if they're dead or not. They didn't really like. They left that up open to interpretation. They were like laying there looking all weak. Yes, Barbara Gordon and Commissioner Gordon are African American, but that just felt like the Batman movie to me. Like I almost kind of took it like that was like Jeffrey Wright, which that doesn't bother me. Like that's why like the Batgirl thing made sense. I'm like, oh, maybe they're setting it in the Batman universe, like with Jeffrey Wright's daughter, but I don't know. Who knows? The race thing doesn't bother me. It's they completely changed her attitude and her outfit. So it's like if you're changing how she operates and like her outfit and everything, like then why make it Harley Quinn? And there's no Joker at all. So so far that I've seen.
Well,
But
maybe next season, right?
yeah, man,
So
I didn't even think about it. I really just spoiled the shit out of this whole shit.
Why is this not on HBO Max?
I don't know.
That made no sense to me when I saw the commercial. I'm like, why is this on Prime?
Some rights thing or something, I guess.
Interesting.
I'm not sure. But you know what stands out though? Like I'm still gonna give the show a high sidekick. It's not a hero because it's not like it's cool, but it's not like what I'm not gonna watch it again. Like it's not like it doesn't have the rewatchability I think that Batman the Animated Series does, but maybe it might have it might be one of those things you just go back to after a while. Maybe if there's another season that comes out and it just starts to grow on you. It definitely has a feel about it. It's like a vibe show. Like the music, the way the backgrounds are drawn, everything looks very textured. The art is just phenomenal. It really is really good art, and the music's really good. The voice acting's really good. It does hit a lot of the strong marks you need to hit with animation. It's just some of the character choices. Mainly, it's just that damn Harley Quinn really bothered me. I was just like, I don't like this. But everything else was pretty good. Pretty good. I like this version of Barbara Gordon. This version of Barbara Gordon is an attorney. She's not a cop or a college student or whatever. Very good.
Because Matt Reeves is also an executive producer.
Which makes sense because this is more grounded, except for when that carnival episode, because then that's like an actual, like, this is some supernatural shit. But like everything else is very, very grounded.
Okay.
It's pretty good. High sidekick so far for the Batman.
It's still not bad. I mean, a high sidekick is not bad. I mean, I know we used to.
And I don't know. I still haven't seen the finale, and maybe the finale is fucking awesome because it did say like the whole season builds up to this, where all of Gotham's heroes and villains fight for Harvey Dent, and I'm like, God damn, I want to see what. I want to see it. I just ran out of time, but pretty good stuff. It's definitely worth the watch.
You watch anything else?
I don't think I've watched anything of consequence, really.
Understood.
We watched some stuff for 31 days. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We picked some dandies, that's for sure.
We're gonna be up against it, man. Sean keeps missing. Like we gotta push this damn Invaders from Mars movie a whole nother week.
Yeah. So all right, well let's get into some of the Marvel Comic-Con stuff that I didn't get to talk about. I'll start with what do they talk about first? Captain America, Brave New World, Giancarlo the Sidewinder, which I'm okay with, because to me then that's I'm actually happy that we were talking about that he was playing GW and maybe that they're going to a different path, and I brought up Scorpio, I think, that I thought would be kind of cool as kind of like a espionage type character, but I'm kind of glad they didn't kind of scrap the Serpent Society.
I'm glad they didn't go comic accurate for once because oof.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, they might have something, but it's not going to be.
Oh, they'll have something. Like in the comics, he's got like that big flare, so he'll probably have a jacket that has a little thing on it or something.
Yeah, they're not going to go silly with it, which is good. I'm interested with where it's going to go because he said in an interview that he's going to be in this movie and then he's going to be in a series. So, like, what series are they planning that he's going to be in with the Serpent Society, right? Like, so there's got to be something else coming up or some kind of, I don't know. I just don't know.
I don't know.
So maybe we find out next week at D23. I have no idea.
Weird, because he doesn't really fit into the shows that, like, Ironheart's already done, so he didn't do that. And I don't know about like Armor Wars. I don't even know what that is anymore. Is that a movie now?
Well, it's supposed to be a movie, but I don't even know. Maybe they canceled it at this
that
point.
Could be just fucking done. So
yeah, I agree. I mean, Jeremy, I think he would have been a great Professor Xavier and bringing in. We talked about it.
Well, he's
but
Disney loves him as a villain right now, right? He was Grand Moff Gideon, and now he's over here. But he's been a villain in so many things. Like I kind of want to root for him once.
See him as a hero,
yeah. Like I like him. I kind of wanted to see him. That's why I thought that him as Professor X and Denzel as Magneto would have been such a great, because they're both would be playing opposite their type. So just
not really. I mean, Denzel's played villain a few times.
But not in.
He won an Oscar for Training Day, and that was
sure. But that's a local villain. That's a small time villain.
That's not Magneto.
That's not Magneto.
Yeah, I get it. But I love, just like we thought with that scene at the White House that it's going to be, Red Hulk busting through that. That's going to be kind of cool.
And Red Hulk's going to be awesome. And what about the Celestials being made of adamantium?
Which is great. I mean, it's great.
Or at least parts of it. I mean, probably not the whole thing, because that's a lot of fucking adamantium. And now that's the most fucking abundant element you have now. If you have just mountains that are taller than fucking continents sticking out of the ocean that are made of this shit. So probably not the whole thing, but there'll probably be parts of it.
That they can maybe not made out of, or they can use elements to create adamantium, right? Because like that's the thing. You're right. Like if there's that much adamantium, then like it doesn't make Wolverine's claws any special, right?
And it makes sense why Captain America's out there then, right? Because you got all these nations trying to fight over this new element, this new metal that's been found. So he's
indestructible or whatever, just like Vibranium.
Playing mall cop to the world. But.
So I like it. I'm excited for it. Not much else to talk about that. Same with Thunderbolts. Again,
a lot of nothing with Thunderbolts.
But again, I'm okay with that because I don't want to know. I want to be more surprised that I like the characters.
I did hear one story beat that they did mention.
Okay.
That essentially they're all hired independently to do the same job, and they all kind of meet at said job and realize that it was a setup to get them all into one place. So that's kind of cool. Like they're not like palling around, like they all kind of get called up. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I'm
assuming by Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Probably. So and then what was next? Then Fantastic Four. I thought I got to see some of the video. I love the 4:3 aspect ratio for like that old timey television stuff they were doing.
It makes it look perfect.
And if it's not all going to be in 4:3 because you saw that picture of Galactus and that was full screen. But I liked having that kind of cut in, kind of like what they did with WandaVision, right? Where like they changed up aspect ratios, the color palettes, all that kind of stuff. I thought that was fantastic.
Oh, they're gonna make it look like the promo shots of like them. This is your team going to space, that shit's gonna look like gold. It's gonna be perfect. And that Disney and Marvel were sitting there when Fallout dropped and everybody loved it. That they were just like, oh, thank God, because that's the whole aesthetic of Fallout, Fantastic Four, is their retro futurism. So I can't wait. It's crazy. Like I didn't even know the term retro futurism until like I was trying to describe to Rachel what aesthetic I was looking for something, and I looked it up, and that's what it was called. And I was like, "That's it! I fucking love this shit. It's great. This is the best." And then now it's like Fantastic Four movies coming out. I'm like, yeah, I'm on board, man. They showed a picture with like the silhouette of the Thing where you could see his eyebrows, like in the shadow, like you could see the light coming up over. Dude, it's gonna be a comic accurate thing.
Finally,
Joseph Quinn is gonna crush Johnny Storm, guaranteed. The only one, you got a little Pablo Escobar going on with Reed Richards. He's got a little Narcos mustache going. I don't know. He looks like he looks like a Colombian drug cartel member, as opposed. But You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna fucking change my mind the second he opens his mouth and steps into the role. He's gonna crush it because
Agreed.
he always does. I can't wait for that movie. And then the Fantastic car they had flying around over the crowd. You see that?
Oh yeah, that was really cool. Oh, Jeremy said a hot take. He thinks Fantastic Four is going to tank. I don't know, man.
I hope it doesn't. I think that would be cool if they could get it right. Like Fantastic Four has always seemed like a really yes, exactly, Ed.
Yeah.
But I think that the Fantastic Four is one of those things that's like it's hard to get it right. But if they can crack it and make something silly like the Fantastic Four, where Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Girl, like it's very silly, right? These comics were made back when silly was fine.
Yeah.
And so nobody thought of it as silly back then. It was serious shit back then, but it's silly now. So being able to take that and make it, if they can crack that code, then that opens the floodgates for all kinds of silly shit that everyone's been afraid to make new versions of because it's silly, right? Masters of the Universe, Thundercats, stuff of this nature that people are afraid to take on because it's too silly. If Fantastic Four can get it right, because so far they haven't. They failed 3 times in a row. And it's like everyone's afraid. So
yeah. I mean, I think they have a blueprint because they had the Incredibles to be able to tell that kind of story with family. And I think just the teases here are enough. And the Fantastic Four, I mean, they've been around forever, so they're going to get the basic audience. They're going to get your grandma and grandpa, going to the theater like they do for a lot of these Marvel movies because they're going to see that aesthetic. And it's some of the aesthetic from that they grew up with, right?
It's going to be some of that Tomorrowland aesthetic that we loved from that movie.
Yeah.
So they already have the blueprints for most of that shit.
Yeah, I think, and it's going to be this big, I don't know, amalgamation of all that. So
I really can't wait. I'm excited. I'm actually really excited for it. I love the logo. I love the whole aesthetic of the whole thing. I think that it just looks awesome.
Jeremy said the best thing to come out of Fantastic Four is Doom. I don't know about that. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, he is the best thing to come out of Fantastic Four, but he's not.
What the fuck happened?
Oh my god, the check cleared. What is going on?
What the fuck happened?
He's watching us, and
you were watching, and you just decided to chime in because you had enough.
Yo, I'm so tired, dog. You don't even understand. But what's up? What's up? This is Sean.
What's up, James? Of course, we saw the '94 Fantastic Four.
We're just talking about Fantastic Four and about how I'm excited for it. I think the logo. I just thought by the logo itself. I love the Marvel, how it's in like the blue and white,
the
like
cube kind of.
Yeah, those little angled pieces. I think that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I really, and the thing about Mr. 1% is here. The thing about Fantastic Four that's great is that they're going to be like hokey. They're going to be 60s silly, retro, futuristic 60s silly in their own universe. But they're going to have to change when shit gets real and they move over into this universe. And their character arcs, their change from who they start as to who they're going to be come Secret Wars is going to be awesome. Just watching how they go from these bright blue, comic accurate suits to like black and with blue highlight suits later on. I can't wait to see what they do with it.
I do wonder if you might get that arc for a portion of it in this movie alone, because they're not going to have to face somebody like Galactus. They wouldn't have to face somebody, but then all of a sudden now you've got Galactus, and you can't be silly with that shit, right? Like you've got something that destroys universes, that eats planets, that however they're going to tell this story with Galactus. I mean, rumor is that it's Galactus that is helping with these incursions, right? Like it's going to be kind of the reason why the multiverse is, that he just doesn't only eat planets, he eats full on galaxies. And that would be something really, I mean, where you can't just do some stupid shit. Let me get in my, fantastic car and kind of fly away. It's no, I got to actually be the smartest person on the planet and figure this out. And my team, we can't just punch our way out of this.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear what Alil's response was on Downey back.
Oh,
We
we're
didn't
not.
talk
We
yet.
haven't.
We're
We're
gonna
not
get
there
there
yet.
yet.
Okay.
We're not there yet. That was the final.
But that's coming. So now they brought back the Russos, which is smart.
I didn't know they played like a fucking sizzle reel for the Russos. Like, here's their best hits. Like, they played like a whole Russo brothers trailer, like a splash page of what the Russo brothers have done. And
Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. I mean, come on, you've got
it's a pretty good
pedigree. Well, that is Winter Soldier didn't make $1 billion, but Winter Soldier is probably the
their
best.
Their career looks like a pyramid. It was like
so
Winter
wait,
Soldier, Civil War, Endgame.
Let me say something before we jump into this real quick. I wanted to put my response in on how I feel about Deadpool after.
We haven't talked about Deadpool yet.
Jesus Christ, what the hell are y'all talking about for the last 40 minutes? I wasn't paying attention.
He talked about Disney World,
Disneyland, and we talked. I watched If.
We talked about Batman.
Oh shit, I didn't even watch that yet.
They take liberties. They take.
I heard. All right, cool. All right, so good.
So, I do love, and the thing is we talked about it. We talked about it before. Like, the Russos have said a long time ago, like even after Infinity War, like the only way they'd come back is to do Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So this was all building up to this at some point. Like, I think they wanted, the Russos have been working on some kind of crazy cinematic technology for a while. They've been trying to do. It seems like every time I've read about what they're trying to work on top of like all the stuff they're doing with Netflix and everything, they really want like this real life choose your own adventure movie style for people. Like, that's what like their end game for their production studio and everything is. Mm-hmm. But I think that technology is so far away that they're not going to get to that for a long time. So writer's strike happens, all this stuff happens, and it's like, well, now there's an opening, right? So let's get back together. Let's get the band back together and do, they want to play in the sandbox. They want Wolverine. You just need the screens flipped. You're just thrown off.
It wasn't even bothering me.
Sean's like, I like the gem there. No, I feel a little weird.
His ADD couldn't handle the screens. So I love the idea that they're coming back, and a lot of this also is they've been pitching ideas to Kevin Feige for a while. From what it's said, it's like Feige was thinking of going one direction when they were talking about Kang and everything, and then they were pitching ideas to him. So nothing was ready for their ideas yet until all this had to change because of Kang. So good. And now we get to Downey being announced, and I'm of two minds, right? Like, Jenny hates it. She was not happy. Because again of how much her love for Iron Man is and all that kind of stuff. I understand that. I agree.
What the comics do, though,
Well, and it's like they don't even have to go with a comic story arc, right? Like,
no, but I'm saying this is what comics do. It's like a live action soap opera. It's almost like perfection that the guy that saved the whole first arc of the MCU is the guy that's trying to break it in the second arc of the MCU. It's like a nice bookend. I don't know.
So that's my whole issue here with this whole Downey thing is that you went off on a high note and you're coming back on a high note, and the high note really isn't like it was like a move that their backs are against the wall. This is a back against the wall kind of desperation. Like they're hurting. They're the
like,
Marvel universe is hurting.
Nothing we're doing is working. Let's go back to the last thing that worked, and that was the Russos and Robert Downey.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's 100% true. I don't think their backs are against
I don't think that's why 100% they did it, but that's a fact. Of course
their backs are against the wall. Deadpool and Wolverine was okay, what it was, fine, okay. But the last fucking movies that we've had in this universe have been fucking trash. And they have been complete trash. They're not great, although we like them, but they're not great. The Marvels wasn't great.
Right. I'm not saying it was great. I liked it.
Half of everything on TV wasn't great at all. It was like maybe 2 or 3 hits out of that, maybe 1 at its best. Loki season 2 was phenomenal. Loki period was phenomenal. But I don't think anything is better than Loki at all. But now you've pretty much you found a scapegoat to something like, it was like, oh well, you know what, we're just gonna do this now. It's like, yo, you just changed up everything all of a sudden. You were in this whole Kang Dynasty shit fucking a year ago, and Jonathan Majors which that's another fucking thing that I'm really pissed about, is the fact that, listen, man, I get what he did, and I understand that, but Downey's done a lot of shit too in his lifetime.
Yeah, but see, okay, I'm going to cut you off. I'm cutting you off. You know why? Because how long did it take Downey to get back? Downey was doing a bunch of cameos, a bunch of nothing movies.
Yeah, but Jonathan Majors didn't really fucking do anything, Alil. He really didn't. If you look at it, or if you look at it back, and if you really go back and look at it,
man, that's all I gotta say.
Man, they could have fucking worked something out. Even that, they could have just recast Kang and had it differently, or whatever. Now you just got rid of a whole. Yo, you were setting us up for the last 5 years for a whole goddamn thing, and then all of a sudden now we're just throwing it under the bus, and we're gonna redirect you guys into something new. Which, granted, I fucking like it, and I love it.
But here's the comics do too.
Here's the thing, though. I didn't like where we were going. I didn't like none of this Kang shit, really, and I didn't.
But we only got Kang one time. We didn't get Kang like a bunch of different times. We got Kang like once.
The Kang that we did get in Quantumania was good, but like, I feel like I'm fine if they just want to be like, forget the last phase. We're just moving forward.
It's so like not, but that goes to show you that they're struggling. They're
sure
the MCU is struggling right now. Even if Captain America will not do well, it'll be okay at best.
Well,
I can tell you that.
Movie theaters are struggling in general. Movies are struggling in general, but the MCU has always been able to shine bright, even when.
But what does it tell you that I've been trying to say the whole goddamn time? This Avengers shit is done. It's time to move into the X-Men universe. This shit is dead. Like, I don't care what anybody says. It don't matter who you bring in. This shit is dead. Like, yo, it's time to bring in the X-Men. Deadpool and Wolverine explained everything that you need to know about where we need to go with the MCU. It's that obvious.
I don't think the Avengers.
I don't think it is
dead at all.
I think it's dead.
I think Captain America: Brave New World looks amazing.
There's nobody who can sell the Avengers at this point on me than if you bring back Chris Evans and whoever else. But you had to bring back Downey, so you're clearly going to bring back Chris Evans at some point, because clearly we had him in.
Well, see, and who knows who we're going to get in the next Avengers movie that's Doomsday, right? Because if Doctor Doom is the villain, then and it's Robert Downey Jr. playing him, then it's clearly from a multiverse, a variant person, a variant universe. So who knows what members of the Avengers are even going to be in that movie, because it's on a completely. And here's my thing about Robert Downey Jr. Here's my little. So in my head, Robert Downey, there's 2 ways they can go. Either he's Tony Stark, an alternate Tony Stark, who's Doctor Doom, like changes his name or some shit, but he's Tony Stark of his universe that turns into Doctor Doom, or his Tony Stark has to be Tom Cruise. If he's Doctor Doom in his universe, then his Tony Stark has to be Tom Cruise, and there has to be an awesome scene of him doing shit. Like, I need it. Like, well, imagine that. Like that Avengers movie is just like this other Avengers team facing off against Doctor Doom.
Yeah, like the multiverse
Tom Cruise
Avengers team.
But it's the 90s one that they cast online, right? So it's Tom Cruise as Iron Man. It's Brad Pitt is Captain America or Thor. There was so many. It was good shit.
I don't know, man.
Just don't bring Cuba Gooding Jr. as War Machine. I don't need to see that.
I think he's out too. I think he's in trouble too.
But I'm of 2 minds with it. The thing that I'm excited about, why having Downey, is because Downey loves the MCU, right? Like, I want actors, like when you see actors who love what they're doing with the characters and who want to be a part of it. Look at Ryan Reynolds, right? Like, Ryan Reynolds loves Deadpool and being a part of this. Like, he is the epitome of the character, and we've actually, and even Hugh Jackman, right? Like we kind of thought Hugh Jackman was walking away, but Hugh Jackman, and they talked about it. I recently saw an interview that like after he saw the first Deadpool movie, after Logan, he was like, "Oh, I'm done," and then he saw Deadpool, and he's like, "Shit, I need to get back into this somehow." And like, so they waited to figure out how to get him back in.
Yeah, I get why he was done. He's like, ugh,
I'm tired.
everything, all this shit that came out. He's like, Days of Future Past was great, and then they were like, all right, now we're gonna do Apocalypse.
Yeah, and then Phoenix, and of course
That-
the $80 million doesn't.
$80 million. Yeah, I mean, come on.
But
Man.
how are you gonna pay him less?
They backed the truck up with security.
Yeah, and you know what? But you want to know why? Because everyone's gonna fucking see that movie.
Exactly.
Everyone is. Even people who aren't happy about his casting are gonna pay the money and they're gonna see the fucking movie to hate
multiple times. They're gonna go see multiple times. That's why. And Downey is such a good actor that
he's gonna.
Who knows?
What if they change everyone's mind?
What if they make him just Victor Von Doom from let's say that's the Fantastic Four universe, scar up his face a bit where he's not looking. I mean, even in the reveal, like he didn't look like Tony Stark Downey. He looked very different. You know, clean shaven. He was, so I was like, you can actually. No,
he looked like actor. Robert Downey Jr.
So
you know what I mean? Like he didn't have the goatee. You can get away with that. Get a little prosthetic scar. Like in Oppenheimer, he was Robert Downey Jr., but he didn't look like Robert Downey Jr. You know what I mean? Like you can make it work if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
But Jeremy, I agree with you. There's going to be a long-term Doom coming after the fact. But the thing is what's going to happen here? Like I've said for years now, once they announced Secret Wars. That Secret Wars is the soft reboot to bring in the X-Men, to bring in everybody else full time, to bring in new X-Men.
You ain't been saying that. Shut up. No, I'm just messing with you.
I was going to say, I've been fucking saying that.
Even I was going to say, yes, yes.
Yeah,
thank you, Steve.
I know you.
No, but
it makes sense. And 2027 is right around the corner. We're gonna zip zoom zam right through these next 3 years. That movie's gonna be out, and then we're gonna be into X-Men territory.
I can even see Secret Wars being a sequel, like that being Secret Wars 2.
But we only have
like they did with Endgame and Infinity War, right? Like it was supposed to be one movie at one point. They're gonna they could break it off into two.
Nope. Not at all. I don't see any of that shit happening. I see Doom, Secret Wars, X-Men, and that's where we're moving forward. There's no more Secret Wars.
Yeah, but it's not just X-Men. I mean, we're going to be focused on X-Men, but Avengers are going to be a part of this moving forward.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Captain America is going to be back in.
You know what it's going to be called? I got the title already because it's in the comics, right? It's going to be Avengers Heroes Reborn. That's what the first Avengers movie in that final. How is that terrible? You have a new Captain America. You have a new.
That sounds terrible. Avengers Reborn. Ugh.
Heroes Reborn.
I don't like that.
I think they're gonna how they did in the comics when they rebranded the Ultimates universe. Yeah. I think they're gonna do something like that. They're gonna rebrand it, and it's gonna be the MCU, but it's gonna be like they're gonna change something, and it's now gonna be like a new version, and we're gonna get all of these characters now in one universe moving forward. No multiverse. You don't need fucking origin stories for anybody. You're just gonna have movies, different people teaming up, different stories going forward.
So what are we getting? So on the docket now coming up is Captain America, Thunderbolts,
Fantastic Four.
And that's it. That's and all
Blade.
That. Well, I doubt that.
Blade's still on the.
It just lost the director.
I don't even want to see it.
I really doubt that Blade's going to happen.
I don't even want to see it. Like I don't even in the middle of all this. I don't want you to try to introduce vampires. All right,
no point. Yeah, it's
fucking
really...
just leave it alone. I love Mahershala Ali.
Let
him do something else.
They might as well get somebody young in there to play Blade. They might as well because Mahershala Ali.
Bring back Wesley. Since he was awesome.
Wesley looked old.
Wesley
I don't care, but he still looked good.
He looked old.
Looked old. I say bring in a younger Blade. I say do a younger Blade.
Parading old people around.
Make Wesley Snipes Whistler or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool with that. You know,
Or Mahershala Ali's gonna be Whistler at this point. They fucking waiting longer to make this movie.
I do not want Mahershala Ali to be Blade now at this point. It's just
He's
getting
too old. I don't want
far.
Grandpa Blade.
I don't either.
I don't want my Blade to have an AARP card. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need it.
I mean, I don't think it's even a.
They all do at this point, Steve. We talked about that. They're just gonna keep putting old people out there.
It's true, because my Wolverine's got
Downey's 60.
So are we? So I'm assuming that
I bet you that Doom is going to be in the Fantastic Four universe. That Doom that we're getting, Downey's Doom, will be in the Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
Maybe in a cameo.
They announced him so early because Fantastic Four is filming.
Yeah.
It would be there will be a reason to.
So it's going to be in a multiverse. It's in another universe.
You know what?
What'd you call it, Steve? It was retro. Was it retro?
Retrofuturism.
Yeah. So I mean, that's perfect, right?
And of course, they're not going to be able to hide Robert Downey Jr. on set. Like, they're going to be filming this movie all over the place. They're not going to be able to hide the fact that he's on set 24/7. They don't want the news to come out that he's in the movie.
Yeah.
Wearing green.
So release it now during San Diego Comic-Con. It makes sense.
Do a fucking awesome thing that people are going to remember, where he walks out and Christ poses and rips his fucking face off. Like, pretty good stuff.
Now, my curiosity here is: are we going with Downey Jr. face, or are he going to get a messed up face at some point? And he's going to be
messed up. I think
I'm not for that taking the mask off kind of shit, dude. Like, that's going to be dumb. Like, yo, keep that man in a mask. It don't matter.
I think they're going to.
At that point, it don't really matter anymore. Now it's like, okay, you put anybody in that.
He doesn't. But here's the thing: Robert Downey Jr. is not at the point in his career where he needs to have the mask off. They already backed up the money truck to him.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who he is, and he's in the fucking mask. It's not even going to matter. You're going to know. And they're going to they're going to have plenty of him fucking out of the mask. I guarantee you. That's why I'm wondering if you do the full messed up face, or you do like the one comic, or a lot of comics had it where he just has like a little nick on his cheek.
I do the full messed up face, but I don't know. I bet his mask comes off too.
Well, they're going to. I mean, especially in Secret Wars, what happens? Like when he gets the God Emperor powers, or in God powers in the original Secret Wars comic, like everything he becomes pretty again, right? And he takes the mask off. So it's like that's going to be part of it in these movies. But then he's going to get it back on. You know, because we're gonna have to see him be scarred, right? Especially if they're gonna tie him to Reed, then see what happens
in Secret Wars when they bring Iron Man in, because you're gonna have an Iron Man in Secret Wars. You're gonna have a fucking Iron Man hot toy to sell with that Secret Wars movie.
It's gonna be Downey.
So you're gonna have a Robert Downey Jr. versus Robert Downey Jr. fight to end the MCU.
Yeah.
Like, damn, you really love this man, don't you? Like,
I'm 100%
the first MCU movie, Robert Downey Jr. The last movie of the MCU is Robert Downey Jr. fighting himself.
Yeah, ain't that a bitch?
I love it.
Jesus,
I love the man, so I don't care. It's going to be interesting to see like certain characters.
That man's going to die just being like, I fucking did it. I owned a generation of people.
And he does.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You know what? I'm going with it. I'm not gonna. I know there's so many people with so many gripes, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, again, I said it again. Like, he's one of the top actors of our lifetime.
Yeah,
right?
I get it.
And
I get it a little bit. Give it to
and
somebody else, though. Good lord.
maybe somebody else that they wanted didn't want it. Everybody's like, oh, why didn't you cast Cillian Murphy? And I'm like, well, what if you went to Cillian Murphy and he's like, no, I'm not interested in doing that. Like Joaquin Phoenix turned down Doctor Strange, right? Like, he didn't want to do Doctor Strange. Like, that's what I hate when everybody's like, well, you should have asked this. Well, why did you cast this actor? Well, how do you know this actor wanted to do it? You know, like John Krasinski came out and talked about Mr. Fantastic, and he's like, I love doing that cameo, but I didn't want to do a feature. I didn't want to do the series. I didn't want to be tied into the series because he wants to direct more. He wants to write and direct. He wants to be free to do that.
I get it.
So, I mean, you get it, but, You're rolling your eyes about you get.
Oh no, I wanted him to be Mr. Fantastic.
I know you did, but he did it. He did a cameo because it was fun and what
he was so perfect
if
at it.
If it was 20 years ago, it'd be different, right? Like and he's the same man. That's why he wanted to be Captain America 20 years ago. Like he tried to be Captain America because he wanted to do that, but like
no, they didn't. The problem was they didn't back up the truck. They didn't back that truck up and was like, "Yo, we want you to be Mr. Fantastic." They're like, we can find somebody else." They weren't really like, it wasn't something that was like, oh yeah, we need to do this. You know what I'm saying?
People wanted a Romanian actor. Like that's the other thing that's pissing me off about this. Everybody's like, oh, whitewashing. I'm fucking from Serbia and Montenegro. Okay, I'm from the fucking Baltics. Okay, do you see me? Get the hell out of here with this. People wanted a Romanian actor. Number one, he's from Latveria, and that's a fake ass country.
I don't think I don't really think he's gonna be from Latveria. I think he'll probably be from the place where Scarlet Witch and Maximoff.
Sokovia. Again,
he said Jamie Lannister. There was a movie called Gods of Egypt. Homeboy that played Jamie Lannister, Nicola Coster-Waldau, and Gerard Butler both played Egyptian gods in that movie. That also follows up with Exodus, I believe was the title, which had Christian Bale playing Moses.
What are people going to complain about now? The next thing will be like, oh, you know what? This movie's based in Florida. You have to get all Florida actors. Oh, you're not from fucking Florida. You shouldn't be in that movie. This is ridiculous. Romanian?
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that.
No, that is it. People are saying you're whitewashing Doom.
I didn't say whitewashing.
Not you. I'm saying people on fucking Twitter were arguing about whitewashing Doom.
Down. We know you on the Downey Jr. co-ride. I get it, but it's just everybody's kind of like, damn, wish it would have been somebody else. Like, I get it. I understand where you coming from.
Jeremy said the same thing. He's seen it online. That's what I'm saying. That's the argument. That's why
he's white in the comics, right?
Exactly.
Every time I've seen him draw,
I wouldn't change that. I wouldn't change that for the world.
But... No, but I'm saying, like, how can you whitewash a character that's white?
White in the comics. Oh, because they should have got somebody from the Baltics. All those people are fucking white too. All right, like.
I don't remember Doom. I don't ever remember Doom having an accent. Did he have an accent in the cartoons?
And let's be honest, yeah, I think
he was a more robotic voice.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that.
Sometimes you take it off and you have a little bit of it, like when like nothing special. Like what's his face who played in the first Fantastic Four? Like he had like a little twinge of a European accent.
No, he didn't. He sounded like a dude that just was like from Pittsburgh.
I agree.
Well, I guess that's what people from Pittsburgh sound like to me. I don't know. But James, you're right. No matter who they get, they complain.
Maybe he might have.
But we know already, like, the range of Robert Downey Jr. Like, we see him in Tropic Thunder. He can literally play anybody.
Are we really bringing that up? Are we really bringing up Tropic Thunder?
Because he's going to be a variant Black Panther in Secret War.
You see that me? You see the whole?
I did see that.
Oh my god!
They had him cast as all the new Avengers. It was just Robert. I mean, they paid him $80 million. He's playing every character. It's like in those mid '90s Eddie Murphy movies where he plays multiple characters.
Oh, I'm not just in Pittsburgh.
No, we're not. We're not, James. We're just messing around.
I was trying to think of a place that didn't have like a thick accent.
It's weird.
Did you? I saw this cool like interview he did. I forget who he was talking to. He talked about like when he got cast in Tropic Thunder and like all the phone calls he had to make to people. He was just like trying to make sure he was cool.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think he called Jamie Foxx. He was talking to Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx like, okay. I mean, in hindsight, I don't think he would ever do it again. But like, you know what I mean? Just as you realize it was racist as shit, but you just realize you're just like, it was so funny though. It was so funny. It was
because that was the joke.
And you know the crazy
the joke was that he did that. Like that's what, like, I don't know.
It was crazy. It was crazy. In the theaters when you watched it, you didn't really realize it. You really just kind of caught it. You were like, huh. And then he actually it was just weird, man. But it never bothered
Robert,
me.
how did you how'd you get into character? What'd you?
It never bothered me though. When
you-
even Tommy Thunder never bothered me.
Let's move on from this conversation.
Yeah, it was funny though.
So, all right,
I don't think they're whitewashing Doom. I think that's
I
crazy.
agree. I think that's ridiculous for those comments on the internet. But I'm excited to see where they're going to go. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just going to wait for the ride. Let's just put it
So
down.
Alil.
My only concern is we don't have a lot of movies until Doomsday.
Thank God.
And
Good.
I get it, but it's like, how are we going to get there?
Don't care. Just get there quick.
I mean, clearly, a little. They don't give a fuck. They just reset a whole goddamn universe in like what 48 hours.
You know who's not going to get us there?
Doesn't matter.
Ant-Man. So
It's true. Very
I don't
true.
think we're going to get Ant-Man back for a while.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I would have liked to see Young Avengers though. I do want to see that.
Still might be.
I actually like those
we
characters.
got D23 next weekend. I can't wait to hear what's coming out of there. So we know more stuff's going to come out of D23. At least the future slate's going to come out.
Are you going?
No, it's in California.
Oh, I thought it was in Florida.
No, it's in California this year. So no.
So the only real question then is like, how high of a hero do you give Deadpool and Wolverine? Because it's crazy to think that you would even think about a notion, a thought.
No, Deadpool,
go lower
Deadpool
than-
was not lower than the highest of heroes.
Yeah.
It's tough though to consider where I would rank it in the Marvel Cinematic Universe overall, because there are a lot of really, really good movies. Deadpool was fantastic, but like the plot was just like,
Well, it's not a movie.
Yeah,
Like the more you
exactly.
think about it, it's not really a movie. It's just like
It's
a
not.
cameo factory that makes you feel good, and that's
Yeah.
fine. I needed that. I fucking needed that. You know what that is? It's a 2.5 hour shot of dopamine. That's what that movie is.
Yep.
It's just like every
was
time you
fun.
look, you're just like, yes, 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 yes. Like there's
It was
no
fun, and
down spots.
they did things so right, like the costumes, the mask, the music, like him opening, dancing to Bye 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 was ridiculous, but amazing. Like that's it. Like
And
I mean, the
any
fact that-
questions of like how they were going to play it safe were answered in that opening.
yeah, they
Credit
did
scene.
not play it safe at all. I mean, there was so much there that I was like, I'm actually shocked they've gone this far. But it was a fantastic buddy comedy where Wolverine's playing the straight man and Deadpool is Deadpool, and you just see chaos all around them. And I love the cameos. Like I loved Elektra showing up, and even the line there. Sorry for Daredevil. Nah, it's okay.
Good stuff.
You know,
Personal
like,
jabs.
yeah.
There was a lot of personal. Like at one point, like so many times, he's like calling Wolverine Hugh. You know, it's
He
like-
is, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to tell Blake." You know, like he calls
Yeah.
out. He says his own real wife's name, and it's like that's the stuff that to me, like
the best one for me.
made the
And
movie.
and there-
hilarious.
there's already like clips. There's so many spoiler clips just floating around online now because the movie leaked early and now they're just out there. But like the best,
Blake Lively was the
Lady
Deadpool.
she was the
Okay.
voice.
Oh, okay.
She was
wasn't-
voiced Lady Deadpool.
Yeah.
Mm.
But like, there's just that scene where Chris Evans is about to say the thing, and Deadpool's like, "Oh, he's gonna say it," and he turns around and he smacks the sword that's sticking out of fucking Wolverine, and Hugh Jackman just goes, "Ah, fuck!" Just like it's just so random. He's like, "Oh, bam!" He's like, "Ah, fuck!" Like, and he just looks irritated by it. Like, God damn it, cut it out. There's just something.
I love that he like when he hugs him at that moment, and Chris Evans like he just kind of moves his arm down like that awkward. Like, what the hell are you doing? You know,
He just takes his hand off of him.
flame on, and I was like, what?
So
Dude,
good.
Chris Evans' cameo was fucking top, and then that end credit scene. Oh my god! Like it was just like there's Captain America.
He said language in the second Avengers movie, and in Deadpool and Wolverine, he let that go.
Is Chris Evans from Boston or something like that?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
on the Boston accent come out.
That
Yeah.
fucking Boston accent was fucking high flying when he was like, "Yeah, fuck that shit, fuck that motherfucker." And I was just like, "Yeah, that chick."
I'll tell you what else she can do.
Yeah. You got it right there, Steve.
I'll tell you what else she can do. She could put it right in a shine box. Just like she could lick my cinnamon.
Like the cinnamon ring. Yeah, I was like, the cinnamon ring is like that's my new thing. We'll talk about the cinnamon ring forever.
So good.
That I really loved.
But it didn't move the story forward at all. It just stayed right where it is.
You know what?
And I'm still really confused about how like their anchor being died in the future of their world.
Agreed.
But yet it was dying because he was dead, but that hadn't happened yet.
Well, because the TVA sees time all at once.
I know, but that means there's another Wolverine. But there's just another Wolverine.
Right, there's another Wolverine there that's going to get old and die. But that's what Deadpool. Deadpool didn't fix.
Also, worst part of the movie, the reason he's the worst Deadpool or the worst Wolverine is not good.
No, I agree.
That needed to be way worse. It needed to be so much more than that. It needed
to be that he killed the X-Men.
He was acting when he's like, no, I need to say it. And then he says it, and I'm like, that's it?
You
just left drunk and they came back.
There was no flashback of what happened. That's what I think. That's why I think it was missing, a flashback of him killing the X-Men. Now that would have been tough, but I don't know how you could do that. But like they could have even went animated form with that shit. That would have been fucking pretty badass. But to be honest, yeah, it could have went full animated X-Men 97 kind of shit.
Like, not even that. You know what?
That would have been tough.
Deadpool does his crayon drawings. They could have done something like that.
It could have been something like that. It could have been in that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like it would have been better just to kind of tell that story. We had to see it, but him just sitting there next to a campfire. And
it was cryptic too. Like even when Cassandra gets into his head and he's like, "Oh, and I kept killing, not just the bad people." I'm like, spit it out. Like, what are you talking about?
And then like when she goes into his head, he's like in this fucking place.
Are those supposed to be like graves
that had nothing to do with anything? Like, yeah, I wanted to see like.
I know that was from a book. So was that graves in the book?
Yeah.
So I needed more out of that.
I agree.
I think the yellow and blue though, the mask,
the fucking brown, and then you get fucking Hulk in the fucking
the Age of Apocalypse.
He did the Loki line. Oh yeah, the Age of with the no hand Age of Apocalypse suit. That looks crazy with his
Short King.
Exactly.
Short King Wolverine.
You know what I love about the short Wolverine? Because that's exactly the height he should be. Look how ridiculous that looks on screen. So all the people are like, "Oh, they need to get somebody who's short." Fuck that. This is what we got.
That's what you would get.
I'm fine. I'm fine with Calverine if that happens down the line.
The arm pump from Mission Impossible was tough. And if you go back, like his claws are much longer than Hugh Jackman's. Like it's like crazy. Like his claws are like it's wild. Like, and his hair is like everything about him was just like much bigger.
Yeah, I kind of if they just said Hugh Jackman ain't coming back,
big, but I still think he nailed it. I love it.
Henry Cavill as Wolverine is amazing to me. Like that.
Yeah, sign me up. I'd be all right with it. Like, oh, he's even bigger. Cool.
Yeah, but you talked about the orange and blue. I still go back to that brown suit, and I was like, holy shit!
I know. I just wish we would have got him in the mask with that.
I agree. They had the mask, right? Because they had the orange. But it was fine.
But when he puts the mask on, though, I'm telling you that fucking Like a Prayer has been in my head on a fucking loop for over a week. It's just like whenever I'm not thinking about it, it's just like, oh, there it is. There's the fucking song.
It's true. It's very, very true. My kids can't stop playing it. They loved it. They went to go see it. They wanted to go see it again today. We just didn't have time. They were pissed that we didn't have time. They loved the movie. Ava said it's her favorite movie of all time. And I'm like,
but there's so many things. Like, yes, the Deadpool core was great. The fight scene was great. But why? Like, but why? Like, we work for Cassandra, and then Peter shows up, and like, no, we don't.
Well, it's because they all love Peter. Peter's their anchor being.
Dumb a little. Like, it's funny and it's fine, but like, again, there's no movie here. And like, how do you stop the villain? You got to touch the glowy things, and then you got to touch each other while you're touching the glowy things, and then it all goes away.
The villains were terrible in this movie.
Yeah, but you got to see Hugh's abs, and they were glorious.
It was a great scene. It was silly as fuck, but it was a great scene.
I know exactly. I don't care.
I'm curious to know who Cassandra Nova's brother is.
It's Xavier.
But no. Is it McAvoy or is it Patrick Stewart?
Which version?
I would assume it's McAvoy because they're young. Yeah, right. That's what I would assume too, right? Yeah, that's where I'm thinking. I'm like,
but the Void works differently. And where the fuck are all the Loki variants that are supposed to be in the Void? Like, there's a lot going on.
The Void is the Void. It's vast. You never know where they're at. It could be all the way on the other side of the Void. You see, I mean, the Void had a helicarrier. It had a whole bunch of shit. It had, I mean, there was.
It had a helicarrier in Loki too. Remember that?
No, I know. But it could have had multiple.
And you know what? On repeat viewings, there's probably so much shit that we haven't even noticed in the background yet. That like once you're able to go back and really look at it, you're going to be able to see even more. The plot when you start thinking about it is a nothing plot. Like it's and continuity be damned. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like, so is Gambit alive now or is he not alive? Because X-23 came out of there. So is Elektra out of there or not? Is Blade back or not? Like we don't know.
We don't know.
I did like all of Gambit's dialogue was essentially referencing that he didn't get a movie. Like, and even when they're like, oh, like, how'd you get here? And he's like, oh, there was a knock at the door and fucking TVA hit me and now I'm here. And he's like, I don't know. I think I was born here. Like, so good.
He was so good. Like, and then when he was talking, he's like, I don't know what you're saying. Who's your dialect coach?
He's like, they're like, oh yeah, we need to save. You got to save your universes for all of your people, everybody that's ever known you. And he's like, or never met you yet. Like, so every joke was just, it was amazing. And I thought, like, again though, that cowl wasn't right for his face. Like his face looked weird in it, but. Other than that, it was a perfect costume. It was like straight out of the fucking cartoon.
But he got his moment, like Jeremy said, he got his moment, and he did it. He shined. He shined in his moment. Like he really, really did.
He did.
Like he shined, and you know what? It worked for me. I don't care what nobody say. Like fucking Channing
Tatum. He definitely changed my mind. I think that he could very easily, like, if you're gonna do, if Gambit's gonna pop up in Secret Wars. It better fucking be Channing Tatum. All right? It better fucking be Channing Tatum. If he pops
up. Yeah. My guess is, again, they're not going to, because, again, timing, right? They're speeding up to Doomsday and Secret Wars, right? So we've already introduced the Beast. We've got a Wolverine and a Deadpool now. Like, they can just start bringing in characters. We got Professor X introduced already. So... like you can bring in an X-Men team quite easily, you know. Bring back Marston, bring that Gambit in, bring.
I would love if you brought Marston back. That'd be great.
So my question to you, Alil, and where does this put your boy at? Like, where is Spider-Man in this whole thing? It's like he's like thrown to the back of the bus. Like it's like. Where does Spider-Man fit?
Spider-Man, because he's Sony. That's the problem, right? He can't be in everything. Like if you even in this movie, they have that picture with Tony and Peter that they covered Peter with
but that's not because he's Sony.
I've seen that.
That's not because he's Sony. It's because nobody remembers him. He erased himself from memory, so he can't show him in that picture.
That is true story-wise, but in real life, they can't put a picture of Peter there because they can't put Spider-Man in there.
I get it, but maybe then it made sense for them to do that in the story then, because nobody remembers him moving forward. So
very true.
I just want to know where.
But nobody remembers him. But this was also that was also back in 2018, so people would have known him because he did a time.
True. Nobody was dead yet.
Do you feel like we're gonna get another Spider-Man movie?
Yeah.
Oh hell.
They're already working on it.
Oh, they are.
They've already been talking about. Yeah, I mean,
of course, Tom Holland's
got a trilogy coming up. Sony and Marvel because Sony wanted to do another multiversal thing with Toby and stuff because of how much money they made. I mean, it was the highest grossing Sony movie of all time by like tenfold. I think but Feige wanted it to be more grounded. They were talking about, bringing in the Kingpin there. They were talking about, cameo with Daredevil, having Spider-Man and Daredevil in, because it's going to be a big New York thing. And so I think they landed somewhere in between, but nobody knows what that in between is going to look like. But it's in pre-production at this moment.
I think we'll probably get Black Suit Spider-Man after Venom.
I would hope. I mean, or in Doomsday, you get the Black Suit Spider-Man, right, to get into Secret Wars.
Secret Wars, yeah.
Especially if Doomsday, I'm thinking Doomsday is going to end with Battle World being formed. Because so with Battle World being formed, you're going to have the Venom symbiote somewhere attaching to Peter, and that's going to.
And that's Secret Wars. That's everybody's coming back. That's what that movie's going to be. It's just going to be everybody.
Crazy movie. It's gonna be amazing though. But now there's only. I wouldn't give that movie to no one else but the Russo brothers.
I think that's why it's perfect.
They would be dumb not to. And I don't understand how they were going like, oh yeah, we're gonna give this person. Like, you're wrong. You should just stick with your prize horses because they didn't want to.
But again, the prize horses were. See, that's the thing. The prize horses also wanted to step away. They said that they spent so much time with those two movies. That's why they did their own Netflix thing. Yeah, they did back up the truck because they're getting. Rumor is they're getting paid like a ton. They're getting paid.
Of course, they're getting paid a ton. That's why they took it.
Matching Downey money. That's why I'm saying.
How could you?
I think it's going to be 3 movies.
Yeah, you can't turn that shit down.
You have to do 3 movies. Secret Wars Part 1, Secret Wars Part 2. They're gonna Deathly Hallows that shit. They're gonna do it. And do it. You know what? Fuck it. Do Part 3. Do it.
James has spoken.
Do it one better. Do something that nobody's ever done. Do a 3. Do a whole trilogy of Secret War Avengers movies. And we'll go watch all 6 hours of it. Make the last one 3.5 hours long. We'll go watch that shit too.
Yo, I'm not gonna hold you. I did not know this was James. Yo, I've been trying to figure this shit out.
We've been saying that.
I've been trying to figure this shit out for the last 2 months. I'm like, who the fuck is this person?
It's James. He spoke.
I didn't realize it. I just didn't realize
it. He told us a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I didn't. Like, still couldn't figure it out. Y'all kept saying, I was like, oh, I was like, okay.
We weren't letting everybody know that he had spoken, so he was like, "This is James, by the way." We're like, "Oh shit, he's spoken." Like we had to let everybody know that.
Yeah, but Deadpool. Going back to Deadpool.
What about the Honda Odyssey?
I loved everything. Wait, what?
Honda Odyssey fight scene with the Grease music.
It was fantastic. It was great. I mean, the thing is like all the fight scenes in the movie had no stakes. Like. Even when they were fighting in front of the 20th century sign and everything, it's like they just heal, right? And they even talked about that. I mean, the only person that had stakes was
Cleanpool. I love that. How fast do you regenerate? Regenerate? And he stops halfway through, walking back the other way. It's like, why are we stopping? He's getting shot. He's like, God, you're dead weight.
Use your legs. I can't feel.
So good.
But yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. The movie was fun. Did it move the story needle for the MCU? No. But what it did is it allowed them to now easily bring in those kind of characters into these movies and not skip a beat. You don't need to go with origin stories. You don't need to add extra movies into the piece. Because, Sean, while I agree with you, X-Men needs to be where they go. My guess is the first movie outside after Secret Wars will be an X-Men focused movie, either a solo X-Men movie or a full X-Men movie where we're seeing the new universe that's formed. Because the thing is now they can start from the ground up with everyone in the same sandbox.
And then at the end of that first X-Men movie, you get a little taste of what else is out there. Like, there's a Avengers Tower or something.
We got that Agatha thing too coming out. I forgot about that.
I don't care about that shit.
Yeah, I don't care either. So who do you think is left?
That's gonna bring back Scarlet Witch. Wait, who do I think? What?
Who doesn't come back out of the roster of movies that we've just seen, who doesn't come back? Who's gone? Who's pretty much you're done? Like who do you
Nobody.
think?
Everybody's coming back. I don't
So
see
you
anybody
think
else.
the Eternals is coming back?
After
Huh?
Secret Wars.
You think the
After
Eternals is coming back?
Oh, after
think-
Secret Wars. Eternals is done now. I don't even think Eternals is going to be in Secret Wars. I think they're just going to quietly walk away from that and hope that nobody remembers that.
Well, no, because remember they're using.
No, that's fine. They can use the Celestials. We're just gonna take the members of the Eternals and forget that they exist.
I could
Because
see- I
nobody
could see-
cares.
I could see Gemma Chan coming back and stuff.
I could
and
definitely
doing
see
stuff.
Gemma Chan
I
coming
could
back.
see.
Yeah.
I could see them, using what's this Kit Harington and stuff like. I could see them using those pieces that were introduced.
I
just
agree.
To kind of, for background characters, for more characters. I mean, like you saw at the end of.
Yes. Add them in there for Battle World fodder, but that's it.
So
look,
but
just
I'm
because
talking about
Ant-Man-
after Secret Wars. I think Ant-Man. I agree right there.
Ant-Man's
Ant-Man,
coming back.
Paul
Ant-Man's-
Rudd after Secret Wars. There's
No.
not Paul Rudd.
I think after Secret Wars, you're done. I think after Secret Wars, you wrap it up, you recast, you do everything.
I think just about everyone's recast.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think Paul
that's it.
Rudd's coming back. Paul Rudd's definitely coming back.
Not
He's coming
after-
not after.
He's coming back for Secret Wars, but he's not coming back after. Once
I
Secret
don't think
Wars
anybody's coming
reboots,
back after.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what
once
we're
that
saying.
reboots, then it's done.
Yeah, I'm done with this shit. I'm done. I've been done
But
with this.
for Secret Wars, everyone's coming back. Fucking Scarlett Johansson's gonna be back. Everyone's gonna be.
We'll see
everybody.
Vision come back.
Everybody.
I'm kind of upset that Vision hasn't.
Those
come
little boys from WandaVision, they're gonna be in there with their comic suits.
I doubt it. I doubt that. I don't think that's gonna come back.
Mark my words.
Are we getting another She-Hulk? Is She-Hulk dead?
She's not dead. She'll. I don't think we're gonna get another series, but I mean, we'll find out next week.
She'll be.
I like She-Hulk. I like She-Hulk. I think
She'll be
I
on
think
Battle
she'll be in
World.
Secret Wars. Yeah,
She'll be on Battle World with Hulk and with Red Hulk, ready to fuck shit up.
So
I hope we get Angry Hulk again.
I think that She-Hulk might be in Brave New World. That's just or Captain America. I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe.
Well,
Hawks versus Hawks. Maybe.
Anthony Mackie kind of let something slip that what can fight a Hulk. So
It's a
maybe
Hulk.
her, maybe Banner. So we don't know.
I say She-Hulk. I'd rather see She-Hulk fight Red Hulk. It'd be kind of better.
Wouldn't
see
it be
that?
awesome if She-Hulk and Hulk teamed up to fight Red Hulk?
Perfect. That'd be great. But I want that. I don't want this Hulk that they're showing now. I want a real.
That's what I'm
fucking
saying. Angry Hulk.
Yeah, no. He's gonna
Yeah.
have to be a little bit more rage filled, and then we have the
That's
Abomination
because
still floating around
because
out
the
there
leader's
too.
there.
The Abomination is still floating around out
Yeah.
there too.
Well, we have the leader in this movie, so I mean, it makes sense to bring in the
Yeah,
Hulk.
and Cap's gonna need some help. He's Anthony Mackie's character is gonna need some help. He just can't do this shit.
Well,
on
he has
his own.
Falcon. He has his own Falcon.
Yeah, but they're both regular humans in suits.
I know they're just dudes. Yeah,
Not
against the Red Hulk. Mm-hmm.
I know their suits are vibranium lined, but that's still
Red
Hulk.
Hulk smash.
Yeah.
Red
Hulk
Hulk caught your shield and threw it in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get a cameo of somebody.
Because think about it, like he throws the shield in the ground, and then Anthony Mackie like flies around and goes back over there, and he's like, "Fuck! I really wish I would have taken that super soldier serum."
Yeah,
He can't get it out of the ground.
yeah, we're gonna need somebody that, or we'll probably get the Thunderbolts. Maybe I don't know how that works.
Well, it's before the Thunderbolts, so probably maybe not. Maybe Winter Soldier. Maybe
Winter.
I would like to see them back.
Red
together,
Hulk's probably going to be in the Thunderbolts. He's going to have to be.
hopefully. I mean,
Thunderbolt Ross has to be. It's called the Thunderbolts. So
Who else?
yeah, but
goes
the Thunderbolts wasn't created. I mean, they weren't. I mean, Zemo created them.
it's
Zemo got the group together.
shit. That's
What about the Marvels?
Well,
Still haven't seen
what's
it.
her face is in the other planet, in the other universe.
Yeah, no. What about the Marvels? What about Miss Marvel and?
Yeah, they're
Captain
back. They're coming back. Come on,
You think
come on,
Captain Marvel's
Tom,
coming
get
back?
Oh yeah,
for Secret
of
Wars.
course. For Secret Wars,
Everyone.
I don't think they're getting a solo. I don't think they're getting another solo movie
No.
No.
at this point. But I think for
No.
Doomsday and everything, especially Doomsday, if Doomsday is played out,
Ooh, that's
in-
the good question. Who's going to be in Avengers Doomsday? Because everyone's going to be in Avengers Secret Wars. Everybody. That's what they did in the books. That's what they're going to do in the movie.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what Doomsday is about. I don't know what that's going to lead up to. I have no idea what that. Secret Wars, we already kind of know. Doomsday, I don't know what.
Doomsday, it's going to be the Fantastic Four. It's going to be Anthony Mackie. It's going to be the Incredible Hulk. It's going to be She-Hulk. It's going to be probably Rhodey. I would say Captain Marvel and Kamala Khan.
Are we still getting Ironheart?
Supposedly, we'll find out more next week.
Hmm.
Because they didn't talk any of the TV. They didn't talk any of the series, and D23 is going to probably talk more of the series, and then what's
we'll get a better layout, more dates, and
so I think we're gonna have a big team. They say Spider-Man. Spider-Man will definitely be.
Spider-Man's
Do
definitely.
you guys want to see another Black Panther?
Wait, Spider-Man might not definitely be there because
he's got 3-movie picture with.
But he's not remembered. He's not part of the team.
But he'll be Spider-Man, not Peter Parker. They remember Spider-Man. They don't remember Peter Parker.
Oh,
they remember Spider-Man helped them. They don't remember Peter Parker helped them. Because
So
even at the end of
his secret identity is going to then become a good plot point, which will be good because that was always a plot point in the books and never really.
Yeah, exactly. He never showed exactly, and that's what's going to make it.
When he unmasks himself, like in the books at that press conference, and everyone's like, "Holy shit!" All the heroes didn't know who he was. So
yeah. Let's not forget Daredevil, Punisher. I don't know about Luke Cage and Iron Fist and Jessica Jones. I don't know where they're going with those, but
Daredevil and Punisher are coming back, but the rest of them.
Well, we got to also see where that. We also got to see where that story goes with Daredevil and Punisher.
Hulk forgot about them when he snapped everybody back. He was like, "Oh fuck, I forgot."
I forgot about Sigourney Weaver as well.
Darn.
So, I think it's going to be a big cast in Doomsday because it's got to, right? They're fighting Doom. Yep. Shang-Chi is another one. My guess is Shang-Chi might get his own movie in between those two. He might have a bridge movie.
I don't know why.
Well, I know they're working on it. They're working on Wonder Man. Wonder Man is happening.
But why? Again, why? I don't need Wonder Man. Nobody needs Wonder Man.
Again, it's just characters. Just keep bringing in characters. I mean, that's what Battle.
But like at this point, I really just want. I want them to. At this point, I want them to start closing this whole thing down. Like, let's start wrapping, not start branching into new territories. Let's start wrapping this shit up. Let's get to our Secret Wars. We're gonna fucking end all be all, right? Like at a certain point, I'm gonna be too old to give a fuck about these movies. I'm gonna be too old, man. And like we just gotta let's wrap this up because it might be just like when Attitude Era ended at WWE and I stopped watching wrestling. Like it might be like that. They get into the new movies and I'm like, not my flavor. Maybe I'm just out at that point. But like, let's wrap this. I don't want you to start branching into Wonder Man and shit. Now I gotta go watch his 20 fucking hours of content. Just fucking let's get the Secret Wars. Let's wrap this bitch up. Let's go home.
No, I never want it to end. I'm gonna be at the old folks' home, still watching this, and be like, "When's the next Avengers coming out? Give me my teeth."
That's gonna be the worst. You're gonna be super old and find out like this one thing's coming out. You're like, "Oh man, I'm never gonna make it there." Like I just don't know if I'm gonna make it that long. God damn, it's like 5 years away.
As long as we've got to enjoy this will, it'll be all right. Unlike Phantom Menace and Fanboys. All right, I guess that's it. I mean, Deadpool was fantastic. I know there's people out there that have their gripes. I don't have any gripes. Give me more Hugh Jackman. Give me more of the suit. I do want him to fight the Hulk. Do want to see that. That would be awesome.
I was going to say I did find out that the actress that played Cassandra Nova did wear finger prosthetics that made her fingernails extra long. Yeah. I told you on the phone, but I wanted to say that on the air too because we talked about that. Because I was looking at how long, like her fingernails started way back here, and then like went, and her fingers were like super, like it looked like alien hands, and I just couldn't get over it. And then I saw her in a interview, and her hands look normal again. Okay, and then there was like a whole thing where she talked about, that was like her prosthetics was her head and her hands.
She shaved her head though. She did shave her head. She shaved it, but then I think they put a prosthetic thing on. Yeah, but she shaved her head for it. It's crazy.
Dang.
Yeah.
And it's sort of Karen Gillian for Nebula. And we didn't even talk about the fucking Guardians. If the Guardians are coming back for any of these fucking movies.
No, for what?
I mean,
Yeah,
Star Lord's on Earth. Of course he's gonna
They
come
did
back.
say Star-Lord will return at the end of Guardians 3.
You know the thing, Rocket Groot, Adam Warlock?
everything that meant something then doesn't mean shit now. So it doesn't really even matter. I say they bring back Rocket and probably Groot, maybe Star-Lord.
And they might
Adam
not,
Warlock?
because who knows who James Gunn wraps up. None of these people are under contract anymore. Their picture deals are wrapped up.
I don't think we'll see Adam Warlock again. Like, you think we'll see Will Poulter as Adam Warlock?
I think so. Why not? They need to bring in the muscle, man.
I don't know. There's gonna at a certain point. There's gonna be too many characters where, like, literally, in order to get everybody's screen time, you're gonna have to just show everybody, and then it's gonna be credits.
And the Russos,
It's just gonna be like a long line of like.
They're gonna have to come up with a really good storyline.
They did say that there's gonna be some that are just gonna get the shaft. I mean, like, because I mean, we even talked about it, like in Infinity War, like they cut people out. I mean, Captain Marvel didn't even show up because until Endgame, because it's like they're like that's not the people we want to focus on.
I think the Guardians are somewhere else. No worries.
The Guardians are dealing with cosmic shit right now.
Yeah,
even though Battle World is.
I was gonna say, Battle World is like all everything is all in one. So that's why I think Secret Wars is going to end up in 2 movies.
I think to me,
World,
your best bet to use any character will be Rocket and Groot. It's an easy thing. They are CGI. You can throw them into anything. Like, CGI is easy to use at this point. For if you don't want an actor, you just replace them with these 2 actors.
You put Quill in the mask, you can throw that CGI character in too.
You can throw in Quill in the mask. Again, Rocket and Groot are number ones. Like, I think that those are a fan favorite, and I think they would be dumb to leave them out. That's hands down. Spider-Man, definitely. Chris Evans, Captain America, probably. I don't know if Jeremy Renner's coming back. I don't think Jeremy Renner's coming back as Hawkeye. I don't think that's the thing. I think they'll probably end up using Kate Bishop.
No, he said he's coming back.
No, he didn't.
He said he did. He was in an interview. He said he blew up Downey's phone and he's waiting for the call. Oh. He doesn't know anything about it.
Who is that?
Renner wants to be back. They're gonna bring Renner back. The Russos will bring Renner back.
He's doing a great job in fucking Mayor of Kingstown. So, and he looks like his same old self, man. Like that motherfucker.
He's gonna be back.
He ain't take no licks, man. So listen.
He doesn't have to do it. He doesn't even have to. He doesn't even have to pull the string. He could just be like, "Look, put me in a fucking trench coat this time, and I'm just gonna run around just CGI the rest, make me do badass shit."
I say use Daredevil. I say use Punisher in weird ways. Like, I'd rather use Deadpool. I mean, Daredevil, not Punisher. Punisher's whatever. That'd be cool. I
think the interaction between Deadpool and Spider-Man would be hilarious if, like, Ryan Reynolds going to say some off-color shit and Spider-Man's going to be like, "What the? Did you just hear what he said?" Like looking at Captain America. It's just going to be like.
I would say Thor's coming back. I would assume Chris Hemsworth's coming back.
Thor's coming back.
He needs a redemption arc. He needs a redemption arc.
We also have to find out why Thor was crying. So, I mean, like, that was that. Every
Thor.
Every time he falls asleep, wakes up, Thor.
God of Thunder. Like, and you know what's funny that Chris Hemsworth said that he knows why. Ryan Reynolds said that too. That he's like, "Yeah, we both know. Like, we talked about it. We know why." It was gonna be something dumb, like he farted or something. It's like really stinks. Some stupid shit like that. But
could you imagine if they replay that scene in fucking Secret Wars on Battle World or something?
They totally will.
They're going to, for sure. They have to, and it's gonna be hilarious. It's not even gonna be a sad thing.
Can't wait. See, like, this is all good stuff. I don't care. I love it all. I can't wait. Can't wait for fucking Captain America. Can't wait for Thunderbolts. Can't wait for all this stuff. It's all building in.
Deadpool and Wolverine was definitely the shot of adrenaline that the MCU needed to kick back faith.
Yeah.
In the brain. Because you can say all you want, Alil, that no, it hasn't been floundering. Yes, it has.
Well, I didn't say
in
no.
the
It hasn't
eyes
been
of the
floundering, but
fans,
it hasn't been failing to a point of like.
in the eyes of the fans, it has been. They have not been. Nobody's been liking what's been coming out. It just hasn't been up to the par and standard that Marvel's set for itself. And Deadpool and Wolverine was, and it was above that, even without a plot. It somehow managed to be better than most of the shit that we've got. So, really, 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 really good.
I get it. Do you think Ryan Reynolds comes back after Secret Wars
No,
as Deadpool?
I mean he's got his nice trilogy. He's going to get to finally be in a team up movie with all the Avengers stars. Wrap it up, bud. Call it a day.
That's why I agree. I was just curious if
because
I think after that it's going to be a long time till we see another Deadpool.
The only other movie you could do after that would be Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe.
I think kind of we're doing that here in this.
I know, essentially, but like that's the only other thing you could really do with him at this point after the team up movie. So maybe that's it. Maybe he gets like a season or something as Deadpool killing off he starts working for the TVA. He has to go after Battle Road. He's got to go prune all the other timelines because there's only going to be one moving forward.
Maybe. So, all right. Well, that's it. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your comments. We appreciate it. Sean, thanks for coming, even though it was a half day for you work-wise.
Short timer.
Sorry.
And that's it for tonight. This is Lil.
Make sure you check out me and Steve's Game of Thrones show that will air probably Monday or Tuesday this week.
Monday night.
Monday. And also check out Star Geeks every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Blah blah blah. This week I think wait, excuse me.
I guess I need my own show as well. You know, Game of Thrones, got Star Geeks. I was like, well, maybe
if I would love for you to be on House of the Geeks. Although, did you watch the show?
Have I seen any of this show? No.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned for all of that. I think we may be going prequels, original trilogy, and sequels coming up. So we will be reviewing those.
New Star Wars movie reviews on Star Geeks.
Updated.
Update. Yeah, because we did it before a long time ago. It's probably time to update ourselves on some.
When did episode 7 come out? What year?
2015.
So we did the reviews about 10 years. That's when we did the reviews. It was before episode 7. So
yeah, we weren't doing YouTube then, so
it was 2015, right?
Can't remember.
Shit.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you looking that up? Somebody looking that up? I don't remember. But listen, man, stay tuned for all that stuff coming up. We got a lot of stuff in line for Star Geeks.
2015, yeah.
We may have a little bit more coming up for Game of Thrones too. We'll see what happens to House of Geeks.
We might be going back. We talked about it. We'll see.
Yeah, we did. This is Sean.
And this is Steven. Until next week, everybody, stay safe. Please, good Lord, it's crazy out there. Be nice to each other and keep it geeky.